Hey guys, and welcome back to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel. So today I'm here with the August 2019 Premiere Pack, and I'm super excited to dive on into this. So let's see all of the supplies that we got sent this month. So this pack is the Pencil Palooza, and they have so many products that they had to continue the list on the back side of the postcard this time. So a lot of pencils in this box. So the first thing that I see here on top is just some blending stumps. These are by Art Alternatives. There are 2 of them, and these are great for blending and smudging out any graphite and pencils. The next thing that I see in here is the Kneaded Eraser, and I have these myself, and they're pretty good. All right, we've got something big in here. This is wrapped in tissue paper, so let's open it up and see what's inside. So this is the Art Alternatives Woodless Graphite set. So this set has 6 pencils, and there's 2 each of 3 different grades. So there's 2B, 4B, and 6B, which are all really, really soft grades. And that's gonna make it so that you can make a wide variety of tonal effects. And as you can see, it's in this cute little tin case, which is awesome. And these are woodless, which means you can kind of use the sides to do extended areas and things like that. Okay, so this is super cute. They have a Paletteful Packs pencil case. How cute is that? It feels like it's made out of felt, and it is this lovely green color with a little brown zipper. So cute, I love that. The next thing in here is a Kneaded Eraser. This is a Faber-Castell Kneaded Eraser. Kneaded erasers are great because you can squish them up and you can create points with them. You can actually clean them by like stretching them out and squishing them back together. There's a bunch of different things that you can do with them, and you can get really fine points because of their flexibility and moldability. So now there's a bunch of pencils in here. Oh my goodness. So let's start with these 4. These are Wolf's carbon pencils. These are really, really nice pencils. They offer the advantage of both graphite and carbon. Since they're made out of carbon, they have a really fine grain and a really consistent texture, and it allows you to draw really velvety black lines. And as you can see, there are 4 different sizes of this: B, 2B, 4B, and 6B. So the next 3 pencils that we have are these guys. There is the All Stabilo multi-surface graphite pencil. So this is actually a water-soluble pencil. That's quite cool. And you can also use it on like acetate, glass, metal, photo, and film. And it's supposed to wipe off with a damp cloth on smooth surface. And then this one is going to be the General's drafting pencil. So this has a smooth and thick core, and it's got 2B graphite leg, and it's great for sketching and layouts. And then this is the General's layout pencil in extra black, which has really soft lead equivalent to a 6B, and that's going to be great for getting these really, really darker tones in there. There is another eraser in here. This is a Staedtler black plastic eraser. So we've got a white one and a black one. All right, so the last thing that we have in here is our working surface, and this is by B. It is their stipple textured paper. So this is really, really cool. This has a really, really unique texture, and I tried to get a couple of shots to try to show you what the texture really looks like. This is 132 pound paper. It's really heavyweight, and it's got a pebble-like textured surface, and this works great for shading and blending and using with dry media, all of that good stuff. So this is everything that we got in this month's Paletteful Packs. I am super, super excited to try all these supplies out, so let's go make some art. All right, so as with all of my demo videos, the first thing that I had to do was swatch all the supplies and see how they worked, including that water-soluble pencil. Super excited to try that guy out. I also wanted to play with the blending stumps and see how everything blended on the paper. As you can see, you really can see that texture show through on the paper, and you have to really, really work the pencil in to get rid of that texture, which I wasn't intending to get rid of the texture or anything like that, but it's really nice that the texture actually will show through, and it looks consistent and it looks really, really nice. It's a really cool texture, and I liked it a lot. So for this piece, I decided to draw my dog because I've drawn my dog in the past and she ate the picture. So we're gonna try take 2 out of something that she hopefully won't eat. So that's what we're gonna draw here. I gridded everything out and I sketched it out with the Woodless Graphite pencils. I am a huge fan of Woodless Graphite pencils. I always have been. They are so wonderful to work with. They have a very heavy weight in your hands and you can turn them on their sides and you can like easily lay in big areas of color. They're great. I can't recommend them enough. So for the background, I wanted to try this multi-surface water-soluble pencil. So I threw that in there and just added some water, and I used that as the very base for the background. And then I went in with the pencils. So I primarily used the Wolf's Carbon pencils to establish my shadows, and I kind of worked a little bit all over the piece. I started by establishing kind of some of the areas of midtones and really, really dark shadows so that I could start figuring out where all the features were and how everything was going to tie together. And I tried not to get super, super detailed at the start. These carbon pencils are beautiful to work with, especially on this paper. They laid down really, really nicely. You were able to get really, really dark colors with them, and they smudge and like smear really, really great, especially with the smudge sticks. You were able to really blend them in and create a variety of different effects. So for the background, I went back in with the carbon pencils, but those weren't as successful working over graphite with them. So I took my blending stump and I smudged that carbon out, and it created a really nice gradient, and it helped kind of disguise some of the areas where the carbon didn't stick to the graphite quite as well. And then I just went back to smudging, doing all of the smudging. Things did get a little smudgy, so periodically I used my very useful Paletteful Packs postcard to protect my paper from smudging, and that worked really well. I had a little bit established, so I decided to go in and smudge. I like to work in layers when I do graphite, so I'll kind of lay some stuff down, smudge it, lay down more on top, smudge it. And my last layer, I usually don't do any smudging at all because I find that gives me a nice balance between soft lines and more harder, sharper lines. With these smudge sticks, I was able to use the very, very tip to create little strokes that looked kind of like fur, and that was really wonderful. You can see in the nose and the mouth just how dark these carbon pencils can go. Carbon is just really, really velvety black. You're gonna get a much darker value than you are with graphite. So it's really wonderful to be able to get those dark velvety blacks, especially because my dog has the silkiest, velvetiest black ears that you could have ever seen. So I start building up the second layer, and I'm continuing to work around the piece using a variety of different weights of the pencils. So if you don't know much about pencil weights, B is usually the softer side and H is usually the harder side. The harder the pencil, the lighter it's gonna be. The softer the pencil, the darker it's gonna be, and the easier it's gonna be to erase. Harder pencils are harder to erase. These are mostly all very soft pencils because they're all B, 2B, 4B. 6B, HB is what you're used to. That's kind of your general pencil that you're gonna see everywhere. And so with these pencils, what I like to do is I use the slightly harder ones, the Bs and the 2Bs, to establish the lighter values, and then I'll use the 4Bs and the 6Bs to really get that dark black that I'm looking for in the shadows. So that's one of the things that you can do when you're working with this, to use those different grades to your advantage. So yeah. One thing that drawing a dog with fur and hair, especially black and white fur, really allowed me to do was work with erasing the graphite and creating strokes with an eraser. So I used all the different erasers. For the black and white plastic erasers by Stabilo, I would use the corners of those. Those are really great for getting little fine lines. And then for the kneaded one, I would just shape it. A lot of times I would pull up the graphite and then smudge onto that graphite to create a really nice soft blurred edge. So you can really use erasers to your advantage when you're working with graphite. And that's one of my favorite things about it, is being able to take things away and add things back with such ease. So it's great that they included so many different erasers, so that is a technique that you can really, really work with. I hope that you enjoyed this demo. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope that you picked up some tips. And I can't wait to see what everyone else creates with their August Paletteful pack. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel if you'd like to see all of our future demos and videos. And I will see you guys next month. Bye!